What happens when a married couple find out that they are actually assassins and that they are now assigned to kill each other? Well, that's easy. You got this film right here with the couple that we knew as Brangelina long ago, and it's celebrating its 20th anniversary today. Here's my review of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Big Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2005 action comedy flick Mr. and Mrs. Smith, released by Fox for Regency Enterprises, directed by Doug Liman, and written by Simon Kinberg, starring Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie as a bored upper middle class married couple who are surprised to learn that they are assassins belonging to competing agencies and that they have been assigned to kill each other. Incidentally, this the filming marked the beginning of Pitt and Jolie's real life personal relationship, which would later result in a romantic relationship, marriage, and children for the next decade and in a year. The film was released on this day, June 10th, 2005. Henceforth, today is the film's 20th anniversary. Just 3 days after it premiered at, well, not at, but in Westwood, the film eventually became a big success. So, let's get into the story. John Smith, a construction executive, and his wife Jane, a tech support consultant, are at marriage counseling where they reveal that they have been married for 5 or 6 years, but their marriage is on the rocks. They talk about how they first met in Bogota, Colombia, claiming to be together to avoid being questioned by Colombian authorities. The two fell in love and get married. Well, got married. Sorry, my mistake. Got married. In reality, John and Jane are both skilled field operatives working for separate contract killing firms and are both among the best in their field. They are also adept at concealing their true profession from each other. The Smiths live in a large colonial revival house in New York City suburbs, keeping up appearances by reluctantly socializing with their conventionally wealthy neighbors. Underneath their cover stories, John and Jane balance their marriage, which is apparently mundane. After a few years, both agree it is becoming dull and suffocating with their secretive careers. After they are both assigned to kill DIA prisoner Benjamin Dans, aka the Tank, in a prison transfer, they run into each other on the job and the hit is botched. Dan survives, and John and Jane are assigned to kill each other instead. John is reluctant to kill Jane. Jane works with her team and steals John's armory from their home. Jane tries to kill John, but he escapes every time. After several escalating attempts on each other's lives, the Smiths' conflict ends in a massive shootout which nearly demolishes their house. During a protracted and evenly matched fight, John and Jane pull guns aiming at each other. John declines to shoot, saying that he loves Jane and lays his gun down. Jane discovers that she cannot shoot John either, and they spend a passionate night together. The renewed Smith partnership is quickly threatened by their employers, who join forces to eliminate the couple. Eddie, John's best friend and coworker, turns down a bounty of $400,000 for each of them. The Smiths find themselves under attack from an army of assassins, and their pockmarked house is blown up, and the Smiths steal their neighbor's minivan. They are able to destroy their attackers pursuing armored sedans while bickering about their fighting styles and personal secrets they have discovered about each other. Now for the ending, you know the procedure. You better stop this video right now. Go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below as I count down now. If you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Soon, they meet with A and decide to save their marriage. The Smiths kidnap Dans from his high security prison to use as a bargaining chip. Dans tells them that he is merely bait and an intern hired by each of their employers after they discovered the Smiths were married. His clients hoped the Smiths would kill each other. Discarding each of their contingency plans, the Smiths make a last stand together, fending off an assault inside a home decorating store by heavily armed operatives. In the aftermath, the Smiths meet their marriage counselor again and say that their marriage is thriving. End of story. So, what did I think of Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Now, I've seen this a few times. It's not too bad of a movie and what have you. It has its fun moments and is pretty cool. But it did cause some controversies right after it was released. Because a year later, author Gavin Bishop accused the makers of the movie for plagiarizing his 1997 school book, The Secret Lives of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which features a husband and wife living apparently dull suburban lives, but unbeknownst to each other, both work as spies. Bishop stated that he intended to sue, and if a law firm willing to share proceeds, if successful, would approach him. Not only that, and it will also kind of cause controversy for an inaccurate depiction of Bogota. And the government of Colombia criticized the film in particular for showing the capital, Bogota, as a small village in the middle of the jungle with a hot and humid climate. Well, the president and mayor of Bogota invited Jolie and Pitt, as well as the producers, to get to know the city and realize the mistakes they made. Yes, this does have a little bit of issues in my area. I kind of did forget that that was one mistake, one of the few mistakes they made. But anyway, nevertheless, the film was a big success, going on to make 487 million worldwide on its $110 million budget, and became the seventh highest grossing film of 2005. It would become the highest grossing film for both Pitt and Jolie, but would later be surpassed by two separate films for the two: World War Z for Pitt, and for Jolie, Maleficent. The film's barely hanging on by a thread on the tomato meter in Fresh at 60%, saying although this action romance suffers from weak writing and one too many explosions, the chemistry generated by on-screen couple Pitt and Jolie is palpable enough to make this a thoroughly enjoyable summer flick. Metacritic has a score of 55. An audiences polled by CinemaScore gave it a B plus. For a decent review, Empire described it as a full-on action flick, subversive rom-com, and weapons-grade star vehicle that's drenched in Tinseltown glitz. From a director who knows how to put the money on the screen while his tongue's firmly in his cheek. Digital Spy said its ideas are often borrowed and it's hardly deep and meaningful, but it's a fantastically fun film. Roger Ebert was impressed and praised the chemistry between Jolie and Pitt, and saying what makes the movie work is that Pitt and Jolie have fun together on the screen, and they're able to find a rhythm that allows them to be understated and amused even during the most alarming developments. Although in one negative review from the San Francisco Chronicle, the reviewer described the film as awful and stated that the tiny smidgen of cleverness on display here is contained entirely in the premise. The follow through is non existent. Well, that's completely understandable, but I think it had a lot to offer. Its score was done by John Powell, who did an exceptionally good job. The film's director was Doug Liman, who had already recently done some films including Swingers, Go, and The Bourne Identity. After this, he'd go on to do Jumper, Edge of Tomorrow, and the recent Roadhouse remake from last year in 2024. So I can rely on that, right? Well, that direction. Simon Kinberg's story, well, wasn't too bad. I gotta give him props for that. Now, and for the cast, we have Brad Pitt as John Smith. He's not too bad. Now, for Angelina Jolie as Jane Smith, not too bad. Now, of course, those were the only two that were mainly credited. We didn't see no one else credited until the end of the film as the credits were scrolling. Those include Vince Vaughn as Eddie, Anne Brody as Benjamin the Tank Dance, Kerry Washington, whom just a few months after this was released, appeared in another Fox release, and that was Fantastic Four. Keith David appears in the film, and Chris Weitz, Michelle Monaghan, and many others. William Fichtner and Angela Bassett appear as well, but unfortunately they're uncredited. Fichtner played the marriage counselor, Dr. Wexler, while Bassett did the voice of Mr. Smith's boss, Atlanta. So while the story's fine and what have you, the action sequences are pretty good. Pitt and Jolie absolutely nail it with their performances. It has a pretty good score and what have you, and I'm gonna say it's not too bad of a film. Anyway, well, during audio commentary Lyman did for the DVD release, he said the film was edited for sexual and violent content to get a PG-13 rating by the MPA. Yeah, I'm just calling it that as it's called now. But however, later on, well, the following year in 2006, Fox would release a special two-disc unrated version, which I have not seen the unrated version of it. But if I do happen to encounter it one day, maybe I'll look into it. And a year after that, it got released on Blu-ray. Unfortunately, it does not include material from, well, the additional material from the unrated version, but it does have the extra material from the DVD release, though. So, with everything said, Mr. and Mrs. Smith can be a hit or miss. You be the judge. So, with everything said, would I recommend this film? I'd say, yeah, sure, go ahead, give it a try. I mean, if you have not seen this film, you might want to give it a shot. See how Brangelina started out. About almost, well, 20 years after its release, last year, Prime Video actually got a new television series of the same name, loosely inspired by the film, and starred Donald Glover and Maya Erskine as in the title roles. However, they're two strangers paired up as spies and posing as a married couple. And it's already ran from its first season. It's already been and has already been picked up by a second season. It'll be, well, doing well. Well, to do well, I hope for the best it continues. I never watched it though, and it even got nominated for a lot of Emmys as well. Okay, so that'll do it. What did you think of Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Give them to know me. May they like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you like as well. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of another film that's got an anniversary coming up, The A-Team. So if you like this, check out my reviews of these other two Brad Pitt films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of one of my favorites, Fight Club from 1999. The upper right-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of a recent film he did in 2023, and that was Bullet Train. And the bottom left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of director Doug Liman's recent film of the remake of Roadhouse from last year in 2024. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.